The next day, just as planned, everyone gathered to visit Kunlun village. Marie asks Chrome about Alan and Mina. He explains that after the king received an offer for an exhibition match from the Jew kingdom, he made Ellen participate in it, and while he is training for it, Mina is taking care of him. In front of the portal we are introduced to Huge, a dwarven royalty. She is over 100 years old, and is asked by Alka to resurrect Vitra. Everyone enters Kunlun village. They are delighted to see how beautiful it is inside it. Philo, Riho and Chrome are freaking out because of the tremendous strength everyone possesses. Even their way of traveling is insane. After catching a monster piranha, Lloyd's grandfather Pirate is happy to see Lloyd back in front of Alka's house. Colonel asks her about Mirth. Often Alka tells her that he is in the fields. Both Chrome and Colonel are surprised to see him in a weird outfit. Colonel is blushing to see Mirth often in this outfit. Chrome asks him when is he planning to return to Azami. Mirth often replies that even though he was being manipulated, the fact he did conspire to attempt a coup makes him guilty, and he does not want to come back. He is liking this farming life and has grown attached to the crops he is growing. Both of them respect his decision. Riho was being chased by a dragon. Two kids throw paper planes at the dragon and made him run away. Riho couldn't believe the strength even these little kids. Posses at Alka's house. Everyone from the village organizes a party to welcome Lloyd and his friends. The food is very delicious, and it is cooked by Mirth, often using the ingredients he worked hard for at night. After everyone left, Huge asks Alka about So. Alka explains what So is planning to do to this village. Huge shows her worry over Vitra starting to regain his memories, and in case he gets them back it's going to be very difficult. Mirth often apologizes to Marie for causing problems for her and the king. Marie forgives him, but asks how he managed to manipulate the king in the first place. Mirth often explains that in the town a traveling merchant approached and gave him a mysterious egg. He told Mirth often to put it in front of the king, and strangely Mirth often even put it in front of the king, and after things started to happen he forget about the consequences and started his plan to take revenge on the Jew kingdom. After listening to how he looks, Marie have an idea who it might be. The next day in the morning, without wasting any time, Huge takes everyone in front of the last dungeon. Here she is going to resurrect Vitra. The last dungeon is like a prison where all the demon lords are being kept. She explains that if the door were to be opened, then only Alka is capable to stop it. Chrome asks about the way it can be opened. Huge tells that the key to open it is the holy sword. Colonel and Marie are surprised to know that the holy sword was this important, because they were just using it for a reward. Huge asks where the sword is being kept. Chrome tells that it's in the castle treasury. The resurrection of Vitra begins. Huge explains that the way to resurrect is the same as cooking roast pork. She puts Vitra inside a ball-shaped container, and after adding the necessary ingredients she left it to boil for some time. After a few minutes the process is partially complete, and now they only have to wait for a few days. In the meantime, Alka's strength and magic power are gone. Huge proves it by hitting Alka. She can feel incredible pain. Huge tells that since there is nothing else to do, everyone should go back to the Azami kingdom. Everyone agrees because they want to see Alan fight in the exhibition match. So Lloyd goes to say goodbye to the villagers while the others are heading toward the portal. Huge wants to discuss something with Alka in private, so she tells her to come to the forest. While walking, Alka asks what she wanted to say. Huge presses a button and alcohols into a hole. Alka is pissed and tells her to not joke around. Huge tells her that she is declaring war. She knows about the location of the holy sword, and with Vitra being sealed, Alka cannot stop them from unlocking the last dungeon. Alka is shocked to know after all this time Huge was teamed up with So and Shoma. She asked the reason you just doing this. Huge tells because this world needs to be rebuilt. It has grown weaker because there is no evil in front of the portal. While everyone is waiting, Huge comes. Marie asks about her master. Yugat tells her that Alka will come after doing some work in the village. Marie, Chrome and Colonel leave. Philo, Rito and Selene are waiting for Lloyd, but Yuga insists they go forward as he will soon come after they left. Lloyd also arrives. Huge tells him that Alka has in common, requests him to find her. Lloyd is worried and immediately goes to find her. After reaching Azami, you just shocked to see Mirth often here. She asks whether other villagers have also come. He denies it and tells that he is here to give some of the crops. He is grown to Marie as an apology and will immediately leave. Tells him that the portal had some problems, so it will only open after 2 days. In the meantime, she tells him to enjoy it here. Colonel is excited and takes him with her. Riho seems to suspect something is wrong. On her way she meets Mina, who was on her way to meet Roll. She goes with her there. Riho asks about the man Roll told her about that made her chase after Holy Sword. Roll is not able to remember it clearly, but she remembers a kid who was behind him was making a clicking noise. Riho asks if could it be a candy the kid was licking. Roll doesn't remember it clearly. Riho thinks it is huge, but doesn't want to rush to any conclusion. They both go to the stadium to check how the preparation is going there. Chrome tells them about the kings of Azami and Ju will soon be coming to check the preparations, and since the colonel is not here, he asks both of them to help him in guarding the king. When Ju's king arrives, Riho is shocked to see the people standing next to the king Arzhoma, and so she is alerted, and on seeing Azami's king has come down, she immediately requests him to cancel the exhibition match. The king denies her request. In Kunlun, Alka is getting hopeless every second and believes in just a matter of hours the whole world will be doomed. Just then Lloyd came. Alka is surprised and asks how did he find her. He tried to find her everywhere but couldn't, but then he realizes this place because he also fell into one of the holes when he was little, and there was a rock above which was very unnaturally placed. Alcoholics and thanks Lloyd on the way. She tells everything you just plotting to do because it's already laid and the portal is destroyed. The only way to reach Azami as quickly as possible is with the magic cannon. Lloyd loads himself in it. The grandfather and the old lady use their magic power and blast him toward the stadium. Midair Lloyd uses his magic to accelerate his speed further in the stadium. The fight begins. The opponent Alan is facing is Mycona. Everyone is shocked to see her. Azami's king is upset and asks so what is he planning to do. So showed his vision of humans exceeding their limits by using the monster technology he possesses, so offers a deal and asks Azami's king to join them by using the wealth and resources Azami has. They would be able to rule over the world before king says anything. Chrome requests him to not accept it, but Shomo warns them to not interrupt them or else it could get ugly. Sensing incredible strength from Shoma, Chrome steps back. The king refuses So's proposal. After what happened to him, he does not want his people to get involved with monsters ever again, so smiles and indicates Huge to start plan B. As soon as Huge starts to move, she gets surrounded. They know what you just up to and will get in her way to stop her evil plan. Huge laughs and releases a Batten's locusts. As the locusts attack, the audience is fighting back to save himself. Mirth often attacks Shoma in his agriculture outfit. Shoma is surprised to see the weapons Mirth often is using are god tier artifacts from Kunlun. As Mirth often attacks, Shoma dodges them and steps back. Shoma using his insane speed teleports in front of Mirth often and blast him off. He tells him to stay there and not to cause any interruptions. As Mycona tries to attack, Philo kicks her on the other side after defeating Chrome and Mina. So demands the king about the location of the Holy Sword, but just then Alan came and cut off So's hand. However, the detached arm automatically attaches itself. Everyone is shocked. Alan asks whether he is a monster or a human, so tells them that he is technically a human. Long ago, when the world was in chaos, using ancient runes, Alka created him to become the savior. And after the world was safe, So was supposed to vanish, but couldn't because he was immortal. With things becoming peaceful every day, he starts to lose his purpose. He wants to vanish, however he cannot because there is no evil. So found is another purpose. It is to kill Alka and bring chaos into this world. After it, when a certain hero defeats him, then he can vanish completely. The king asks who is the certain hero, so replies Lloyd Belladonna. Just then Lloyd arrives. You just shocked to see him here. Lloyd tells her to give back Vitre. Huge laughs and tells him to get it if he can. Lloyd throws a big block toward her, making her fall off the locust. Huge lands and summons a gigantic golem. Lloyd is scared to see a monster in front of him, but he understands it is necessary to defeat him. The golem puts Mycona in its core and starts attacking Lloyd. Lloyd is able to block his attacks, but when Lloyd destroys his limbs, the golem is able to regenerate. Lloyd gets punched and is thrown afar. Lloyd is getting hopeless as he is being stomped upon, but just then Mirth often came and defends Lloyd. Seeing Mirth often giving his best, Lloyd stands up using all his physical strength and magic power. Lloyd spins and throws the golem into the sky using his special move Arrow. Lloyd defeats the golem. You just in shock to see her ultimate weapon defeated. Using this opportunity, Selene takes Vitra from Yuja's pocket, starts to blackmail Vitra that if he did not return, then every night for an hour she will tell him how much she loves Lloyd. Huge tells her that this is not how it works, but surprisingly Vitra unseals himself. Yuja's in disbelief that how is this even possible. Soon after, a massive magic circle appears in the sky. Huge rocks are rained upon the locusts. With it, Alko arrives. You just terrified to see her. Seeing Alka's power has been restored, carrying huge So and Shoma before leaving tells her that the day will soon come when they will unlock the last dungeon. The next day at the castle, the king rewards Alan for his bravery and everything has gone back to normal, however only until the last dungeon is unlocked. Consider liking and subscribing this channel. If you enjoyed the recap, have a wonderful day ahead.